With Election Day fast approaching, hear what the candidates have to say on the cost of living, housing and development, economic growth, sustainability, education, transport, tourism, immigration, and more. Who has the vision? Who has the plan? Hear it all unfold live, unfiltered, and on the voice of the Cayman Islands. Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM and 93.9, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Visit Radio Cayman's social media pages for debate details. Brought to you in part by Cayman Enterprise City.
We are Radio Cayman,
covering Cayman Right, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And the Cayman Islands National Museum. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990. 949-8037 or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Conner.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Conner.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Conner.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Friday, the 7th day of March 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a belated happy birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that, For the Record, birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Yum. Daily school lunch menus are available to browse on the Yum website. Just visit yumcayman.ky for more information. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. And we want to take this opportunity to wish Mr. George Gillette and his family our sincere condolences, to convey our sincere condolences to Mr. George Gillette and his family with the passing of Miss Millie as well. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery, and we want to reach out and give a big shout out to our colleagues from Radio Cayman as well, DJ Lynn and also Mr. Joel Wilson, wishing both of them a speedy recoveries as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy and sometimes dangerous roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Conner, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open with the election season in full swing now. Our programming has changed slightly, and there will be days when we will have slots that are paid by candidates or political parties, political entities. So our program will change when we do have those groups on, because they are paid slots on For the Record or Talk Today, whichever. And as a result of that, or the way that we conduct the show will change as well, and our guests will have a say in determining whether or not, for instance, we open up the phone lines, or whether or not they want to concentrate on getting their message across. So I just want to ensure that our loyal, faithful listeners, understand that as well. Of course, you can always shoot a little WhatsApp message to me, and I'll be able to squeeze in a question one way or the other to ensure that any query that you're making, is addressed to give you whatever information that it is that you're seeking, as well. So I just wanted to pass that on to you, because this morning, starting at 7:45, we will have 3 candidates from the PPM in the studio. They will be in here with us from 7:45 until 10 o'clock this morning. So we encourage you not to change the dial, to stay tuned. We will tell you who those candidates are a little later on as well. But first of all, let's look at the birthday shout-outs. Again, brought to you by Coca-Cola as well as by Yum. So we see that Clara Smith celebrating a birthday today. Also, Dennis Lee, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. So this is a happy belated birthday, Dennis Lee, coming from your wife, Amy, your children, and the rest of the family. Let's look at future birthdays. Tomorrow, Annette Bodden celebrating her birthday. Also, our own Mr. Loxley Banks will be celebrating his birthday on Sunday, March the 9th, and Raylene Lindo also celebrating a birthday on March the 9th. And again, these birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Yum. Yum operates a select private and by Yum Yum daily school lunch menus are available to browse on the Yum website. Just visit yumcayman.ky for more information, because Yum operates in select private schools and government schools in Grand Cayman. With that, folks, we're going to take our first commercial break. When we return, we will have guests in the studio. This is a paid segment from 8:45 until 10 o'clock. Don't change that dial, please. 7:45 until 10 o'clock. Don't change that dial, please. Stay tuned. For the Record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Samuel Osbert Bertie Ebanks, Certificate of Honor, JP, 1909 through 1996. Bertie Ebanks, like most of his contemporaries, started his working life as a seaman. Early in his career, he survived the sinking of the Vita Louise, on which he was an engineer. He became the Cayman Islands' first public health officer and sanitary inspector. Among his accomplishments were his insistence on sanitary disposal of household wastes and the immunization of the entire population against diphtheria and polio. With a budget of only £500, he eradicated the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which carries yellow fever, a feat that still baffles experts. Mr. Bertie served in the Assembly of Justices and Vestrymen as an elected member for West Bay from 1934 to 1942 and as a Justice of Peace from 1946 to 1959. He established the 4-H Club, the West Bay Cooperative Fishermen's Society, and the West Bay Reading Society and wrote a book, Cayman Emerges. In 1930, he organized the Bosun Bay Sunday School, which was the forerunner of the Bosun Bay Presbyterian Church. He was awarded the Queen's Certificate and Badge of Honor in 1976 in recognition of services rendered to his country.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Hey Cayman parents, we get it. You're underslept, over-trafficked, you can barely find your sanity in the morning because you're still trying to find your kids' shoes and lunch boxes. Let Yum take some of the stress away. Every day, over 3,000 students enjoy delicious, nutritious meals from Yum. Over 5 million lunches served and counting. Private school parents, browse the Yum Cayman app and order up to a month in advance or last minute by 12 a.m. the night before. Government school students, just drop by the Yum canteen. No pre-orders needed. Yum can't help you find your sanity, but we can sure make your mornings just a bit easier. Check out daily menus at myschoolpos.com or visit yumcayman.ky to learn more.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. As promised, we have 3 members of the PPM, 3 candidates and members of the PPM in the studio with us. As I reminded you earlier, this is a paid segment on For the Record. They will be here with us until 10 o'clock this morning, and I'm going to have my guests introduce themselves.
Good morning, OC. Good morning, listening audience of the Cayman Islands. My name is Delmira Bodden, and I am the PPM candidate for the District of East End.
And based on my observation, riding through the district in the mornings, the first signs that I saw up in East End were of Miss Delmira Bodden. That was even before you declared being a candidate with the PPM.
Yes, working in the District of East End for 21 years. When you ride in the morning, it's the first thing you see. I was the first person that people saw in the morning because I care passionately about my community and the people of East End. I believe that it was important for me to come out of the starting blocks very early to represent the issues and to echo their sentiments with the people of the Cayman Islands. After my first public meeting in the District of East End, which was largely attended by many people in East End and from different areas of the Cayman Islands, I was humbled to know how much the people of my district truly appreciated my contribution over the years. And with that being said, Joey Hugh, I got a phone call from him to have a meeting, and he offered East End a seat at the table. When he offered East End a seat at the table, knowing that I was an independent candidate, my first protocol was to call my people in East End. I picked up the phone and called as much people as I could, which was on Friday gone. And when I called them, they said they agreed for me to join the PPM government. On Saturday, I had a scheduled public meeting, and that scheduled public meeting, including the first thing on the agenda, was to inform the rest of the District of East End that we had joined the PPM government to have a seat at the table to ensure that we could address the concerns that has been neglected for so long in the District of East End.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning, OC. Good morning, Cayman, and good morning, Prospect. I want to formally welcome Miss Delmira to the team. It has been incredible to have the addition of more strong, driven women on the PPM train. Obviously, sitting here today is surreal. That's the only word I can say. This whole campaign has been absolutely incredible, thanks to my teammates. We have just been forming bonds, fixing relationships, making new relationships, painting the town red. That's the only thing I can say. And I have to give my sheer gratitude to the people of Prospect for accepting me, talking to me, sharing their concerns with me, and getting to know me overall as a new candidate for this election. So, yeah, I'm very happy to be here. A lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, a lot of solutions to get to over the next couple of weeks. But I'm very excited, and thank you again for having me this morning.
Okay, our next panelist needs no introduction, but we will follow the protocol.
Good morning, OC. Good morning, Caymanians. Good morning, Georgetown Central. It's Kenneth Bryan here, the PPM candidate for Georgetown Central. It's truly an honor to be here this morning with these two fine, amazing ladies who are a part of the very strong lineup for the Progressives. We're here today to talk about three main things. As you heard, one of our new candidates for East End, Miss Delmira. She'll be speaking a lot more about herself and need no introduction. Miss Gomez, who is seeming to be like a veteran already. I love the way she handled that just now.
Extremely confident.
You do remember that I have been in communications and media for the past 20 years,
correct,
so I'm not new to this at all.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the strong points that you need to be a representative is that communication skill, because it's all about representation and communication for your people. So, again, showing the qualities of our team and in being able to represent them. But we're going to be talking about meeting the members, all of them. All of them haven't all been on the show thus far. But today is about talking about the campaign launch, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Compass Green. For those of you who may have never been to that location, it's the Cayman Compass building, where most of us know we got our local newspaper for many, many years. And just in the back property there, they have a nice, beautiful lawn that they do events. So that's where our big launch meeting will happen at 7 p.m. tomorrow. That's March 8th, Saturday, 7 p.m. So we're asking everybody to come on out. And we're going to be talking more about that throughout the show. And of course, tomorrow is International Women's Day. So what better way to represent that than have two of our strong female candidates here to talk about that. And then the rest of the time will be about getting to know them more. I've been on the show many, many times, so I don't want to take up too much of the talking points. And later on in the show, we can take a few calls from the public to talk to them. But most importantly, we want to encourage every person who's listening, their families, the kids, come on out and see what we are about, hear about the vision, and be a part of the movement. So that's why we're here today.
Okay, and the event tomorrow, did you give out the times and stuff like that? Do you want to repeat those?
So tomorrow, it's the campaign launch, where we officially get a chance to meet all the candidates. And as you're aware, we have our Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, who's just recently joined the team, but I don't think she needs much of an introduction. Of course, we'll be led by our leader, the Honorable Joseph Hugh, Alva Saku, Ms. Gomez, who is here in the room, Justin Ebanks, Ms. Donna Bush, our former leader, Roy McTaggart, myself, Craig Festa, as we would know him, Roy McTaggart and Roy Tatum, John, Minister Seymour, Miss Delmira, am I missing?
Alva
and Perlina. Yes. Perlina. So we, as you can see, we have 5 women on the ticket, and have members who have the experience, who've been in Parliament. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6 members of our membership who have had many, many terms of experience in there, with a good mix of new members, with good youth, and a strong balance of male and female, to make sure that we represent the Cayman Islands as it should be. So it's about meeting them tomorrow, and our leader will give a taste of what to expect moving forward. We will have an official launch of our manifesto later on in the weeks coming. But tomorrow is a chance to meet the team and get a taste of what to hear. We'll have T-shirts, giveaways, particularly for all of those who are Foundation PPM supporters, and many new ones. Like for myself, I recently joined back the Progressives. So those who support me or support the new candidates, like Delmira is on there, come to get to meet the family. So it's about meeting the team and getting a taste of who will be representing you in the future. But I would want to not take up so much of the time and leave it to the ladies.
I just need to interject really quickly.
Sure.
We also want to encourage everybody coming out to wear red. We want to see a sea of red tomorrow representing PPM.
Okay. Ms. Delmira?
Yeah, based on the history of the People Progressive movement, Saturday is International Women's Month, and it would be remiss of me not to reflect on the history of these islands. And women face discrimination. They could not vote or run for office. Mm-hmm. And in 1958, 358 women walked so we could vote and run as women in this country. And I'm privileged to be on this platform today in their honor. And 47 of those women was... 47 of those women was from the district of East End.
What?
And one of those women was my grandmother, Beryl McLaughlin, and my great-grandmother, Diana McLaughlin, signed that petition. So I have always had strong women who stood up for the people of this country, and I am honored and privileged to be here today. With the petition, it was given to the Legislative Assembly of Justices and Vestrymen, and on December the 8th, the sex disqualification removal law was passed. With that being said, I want to encourage all of the women of this country, vote in honor of those 358 women that stood for us.
Absolutely.
And to all the women that is a candidate in this election, feel proud that we have the privilege to stand on this platform and to do it in honor.
And you want to talk about generational Caymanians. My grandmother was also one of those women that signed the original petition. So we do have an incredible backing of strong women from days gone by, and it is an honor, absolute honor, to be here today.
Great. Okay, so before we go to our 8 o'clock news, one of our listeners has written in and said, I'm excited for what Crystal brings to the table for Prospect. Absolutely love to see young Caymanian women stepping up and shining their light. So
thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And I know that I'm not sure if we had our member for Georgetown West, Perlina, on the show yet.
Yes, she was on.
Okay, so the country has had an opportunity to see all 5 of the amazing strong women. I'm really, really impressed with what the party as well as the leader has been able to attract. Because people don't come and be a part of a party without feeling the strength and the unity and potential for success with a group unless they see something. And the announcement on Saturday last, where we announced Miss Delmira as well as our current premier, I think the country was quite satisfied with the balance of what we're offering. And tomorrow we'll be having a special speaking engagement about women, trying to focus on that, because believe it or not, actually the women are majority voters in the country and by way of majority population, and only rightfully so, because behind every successful thing there's always the strong women behind it that don't get enough credit that they deserve. So I'm really, really honored to be here this morning. But we do want to hear from the public and remind them that we will be having our campaign launch tomorrow. At 7 p.m., there will be light refreshments, and you'll be able to meet the team and hear a little bit about every single person and get a sneak peek into what to expect from us, our vision about the future and what we'll be fighting for you.
Excellent. Folks, we've reached the top of the hour. We're going to have our 8 o'clock news. At the end of the 8 o'clock news, the discussion will continue with Mr. Kenneth Bryan, Honorable Kenneth Bryan. I will refer to him as that. He's still, Deputy Premier, still Minister in Cabinet as well. Also, the PPM's candidate for Prospect, Ms. Crystal Gomez Wilson, and the PPM's candidate for the District of East End, Ms. Delmira Bodden. They will all be with us as soon as we return from our 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Conner. And studio time by Foster's is 8:01.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and Airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Just before Parliament was dissolved on March 1st, Cabinet held a meeting on February 25th that was dominated by budget decisions. At the meeting, Cabinet agreed to a new budget line item, Assistance for Community Enrichment and Wellbeing under the Ministry of Education, injecting $900,000 pulled from the budget for the new West Bay High School. Cabinet then approved a $900,000 grant to the Chapel Church of God West Bay. The group also increased the budget for capital projects by $1.2 million and gave a grant to Manna Foundation for $750,000. They then shuffled some funds, pulling $1 million from the budget for depreciation of Sister Islands roads, Ministry of District Administration and Lands, and moving it to Cayman Brac Sports Complex expansion and Cayman Brac Public Parks. $1.3 million was shifted from depreciation of Sister Islands roads to an equity injection under the Ministry of DAL. Cabinet also increased the line items miscellaneous roads and road compensation in MDAL by $800,000 each. $1 million was pulled from both of the budgets for waterfront tourism experience and sports and cultural tourism program assistance, moving that $2 million to the line item Central Scranton Park. Cayman's elected leaders also created a new executive appropriation, settlement of claim, executive under the Ministry of Sustainability, Climate Resiliency and Wellness for the fiscal year 2025. As part of this, $1.2 million was moved from the budget for policy advice and ministerial services for health and wellness into the new fund to cover the, quote, settlement to the family of the late Anna Evans. Ms. Evans went missing back in 2011. She was employed at the Georgetown landfill at the time. In addition, Cabinet moved an additional $2.8 million into the fund, using money from the budget for public health services and policy advice and ministerial services for health. You can find the full summary online at gov.ky. March is Honoring Women Month, and the local medical professionals are taking the opportunity to turn the spotlight on their health today. CAGTV's Laveda Thompson explains.
The Cayman Islands Health Services Authority will host its 13th annual Women's Health Conference at Hotel Indigo under the theme Women's Reproductive Health Care, a Collaborative Approach. The event will focus on the importance of interdisciplinary cooperation in advancing women's health. The conference is held annually in recognition of International Women's Day, a global celebration of women's achievements. For the event agenda and updates, visit www.hsa.ky. The event will be available for online viewing at a later date.
So with Honoring Women Month in full swing, in fact, at 9:15, you can pop over to the government administration steps while rocking your best purple for the annual photo op. You're invited to a diversity, equity, and inclusion workshop series with Desiree Phillips.
It's a privilege to be returning this year to offer a series of workshops to equip participants to accelerate action toward enhancing their lives, organizations, and communities.
Ms. Phillips tells Radio Cayman everyone can benefit from this month's Reimagining Self-Care and unconscious bias sessions. And the Can You See Me Now session, the hidden trauma of oppression, will, quote, deepen and enhance the practice of those in human services.
For professional women, the Breaking Barriers series of workshops will be specifically geared toward women in the workplace at specific junctures of their professional journeys, from women who are new to the workforce, experienced female professionals, and women in leadership roles.
There's also a workshop specifically for men called Actioning Gender Equality, the Importance of Male Allyship. The last session is Equitable Policies and Procedures. The workshops will run the 24th through the 28th of March. For more information, head to frc.gov.ky. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Kersley Fuller.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. Reports from Syria say government forces have executed 52 people of the Alawite minority in the province of Latakia. Earlier, clashes with supporters of the deposed president, Bashar al-Assad, killed more than 70 people and prompted a large security operation. 4 boats carrying migrants from Djibouti to Yemen have capsized. 2 people are known to have died, but almost 200 are missing. The United Nations says the situation at refugee camps in Burundi is desperate. More than 60,000 people have fled to the country after fighting broke out in Congo between the government forces and M23 rebels. The French government says some rail services out of Gare du Nord in Paris could resume later on Friday once a bomb has been made safe. The unexploded World War II device was found near the tracks by maintenance workers. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Bodden, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Bodden. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. During the last Lionistic year, they successfully carried out community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, site screenings, spelling bees, swim meets, and their community food pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service during the 2024-2025 Lionistic year and for many more years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman. Where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
You're invited to tune in to Breeze Radio Saturday evening at 7 o'clock for a special edition of your Yesteryear Musical. Entertaining, informational, enlightening, topical, current, and CI sensitive. That's Saturday evening, 7 o'clock on Breeze Radio, your Yesteryear Musical. Breeze Radio, 105.3 FM in Grand Cayman and 91.9 FM in Little Cayman and Cayman Brac. Breeze Radio.
Your mornings just got a whole lot buzzier. Join me, Kathy Miller, every Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. on The Buzz, Radio Cayman's morning talk show with insight, impact, and inspiration, covering business, policy, finance, health, culture, and the biggest local and global issues impacting our Cayman community. With fresh perspectives from younger generations to stories of inspiration from local entrepreneurs. Tune in and turn up Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 7:30 to 9:30 with me, Kathy Miller, on The Buzz. The Buzz.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 81 degrees. Relative humidity is 79%. The barometric pressure is 30.02 inches and rising. The wind is northeast at 7 knots. Overnight low temperature was 78. Synopsis indicate light to moderate winds and seas expected to prevail across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as an area of high pressure moves across the southern United States into the western Atlantic Ocean. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for mainly sunny skies with partly cloudy spells in the afternoon and less than a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s. Your winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Tonight, fair skies with less than a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures will dip to the low to mid-70s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. You can expect a low tide at 5 minutes past 12 this afternoon, and a high tide this evening at 5:20, and a low tide again tonight at 11:54. The sun will set this evening at 6:32 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:40. And the outlook is calling for varying winds from tomorrow afternoon through Monday morning as the high-pressure system moves into the Atlantic Ocean as the front develops into the Gulf of Mexico. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
Hey, Bill, glad to see you back in the office.
Who?
Bill.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you're mistaking me for someone else.
Tom.
Nope.
Jack.
No.
Alex.
No. Want me to just tell you?
Nope, I got this, George.
No, you don't. Still not me.
Adam.
Not even close, man.
We're like a coworker that didn't forget your name. CG Britke. Good like that.
Okay, good to see you, Mike John Sean.
It's Mordecai.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britke, where people come first.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning again. Let's take a look this time at what's happening on our roads. Coming from the east, further up on Shamrock Road, flowing moderately. Further down, a little steady, but nothing to worry about too much. And steady traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. And eastbound traffic on Cool Road is light to moderate. Edward Street flowing nicely. Coming from the West Bay 4-way stop, moderate flow of traffic, as well as on Godfrey Dixon Way and Eastern Avenue. And into Georgetown on Shedden Road looking pretty good. And as we look to the West Bay area, West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. And moderate flow of traffic coming off of Bobby Thompson Way as well as Agnes Way. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Have a good morning and drive safe.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo Footlong Cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points. Or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo Footlong Cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Cayman, the time for proven stable leadership is now. Join me,
Joey Hewitt, the PPM campaign launch, Saturday, March 8th, 7 p.m., Compass Green. Meet the team, hear the vision, be a part of the movement. We're moving forward. See you Saturday, March 8th, Compass Green, 7 p.m.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Cayman, could it be you? Tortuga's 10K giveaway is back, and someone's walking away with $10,000 in cash. Every time you spend $25 at Tortuga, in-store or online at tortuga.ky, you get a shot at winning big. As well as $10,000 in cash, we've got thousands in giveaways to hand out every week. Think staycations, the latest iPhones, exclusive experiences, and more. Get in to win. Visit tortuga.ky for the full terms and conditions.
For the Record with Orrett Conner.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us in the studio with me this morning, we have 3 candidates from the PPM who will be contesting the upcoming elections on the 30th of April of this year. For the District of East End, Ms. Delmira Bodden. For the constituency of Prospect, we have Ms. Crystal Gomez Wilson, and for the constituency of Georgetown Central, Mr. Kenneth Bryan. This is a paid discussion or a paid interview on Radio Cayman, so it is their time. If you have any questions or comments, they have indicated that at some point we will open up the phone lines. Meanwhile, if you want to WhatsApp your questions, observations, or comments to me, please do so. Or WhatsApp number 925-3261. This person has written in and said, "Morning, Crystal. I've been trying to call in, but the line is continuously busy. Let everyone know that your father, Colonel Gomez, fully endorses you as a candidate for the Prospect constituency and encourages all constituents in that constituency to do the right thing and cast their vote for you as the preferred candidate to represent them and the people of these islands." This person says, "Good morning and happy Friday, Mr. O.C. The people of Georgetown Central should give the Honorable Deputy Premier another term. He is genuine, hardworking, and for the people. Georgetown Central, vote for number 1, Kenneth Vernon Bryan."
Amen to that. OC, I just want to take this opportunity. I got to keep on reminding people because we want a sea of people tomorrow night, which is our campaign official launch. And that happens at 7 p.m. on March 8th, and it's at the location of the Compass Building. For those of you who know the Cayman Compass Building, right across from Jake Scott's, they have a wonderful, nice green space at the back that they've recently created, and that's where the meeting will be. Come and meet all of the PPM team that will be your next government. Come and hear from us, hear our vision for the future, and meet those candidates you haven't met, like the amazing one that we have here, Ms. Delmira, who's going to be speaking a little bit more about the importance of this month for women. I think we just found out some interesting stats that she's going to share with you.
Yes, I'm so proud of the late Miss Edna Moyle from the District of Northside. She was the Member of Parliament for the District of Northside and Speaker of the House. And she championed the cause for women in these islands. She actually brought a private member's motion to the Legislative Assembly and gave consideration to the establishment of an Office for Women's Affairs in this country that was formed a part of the government ministry. And she also, the Premier, Mr. Alden McLaughlin, at that time in 2016 in Tara Rivers, the United Nations extended the conventions of the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, and is referred to as CEDAW.
Yes.
And we also want to reflect on the Cayman Islands Constitution in 2009. It also provides for no discrimination against anyone in our country. But I believe that enforcement is something that we need to look into and create an office in which it's focused on that, based on education and employment especially.
Well, see, I want to share something with you, because sometimes the listening audience don't always know the background behind things, right? And they see us, they come and we present. But Ms. Delmira went and did the research about this very important matter. When we were talking yesterday, she's like, listen, we have to promote women all the way. And she stands so strong with that, to the point where we came here this morning. Now you've seen she's done every bit of research about every single Caymanian strong woman so far. And I want to take this opportunity to just highlight one particular one, Miss Sybil McLaughlin, our first female hero in the country. And it shows our commitment not only to the policies driven that we will need and we will announce in our campaign launch, as well as our manifesto launch, where the details come out, but you can tell that we're prepared and ready to stand, particularly on the strong women, with the strong women of this country. But I have the interesting story about Crystal and how she manages it, because we've been talking and being such an amazing wife. I wanted to talk about that, because I don't know how she does it. Men have such easy lives, and Crystal, I want you to tell
the
balancing act.
It 100% is, and I am by no means taking away any of the respect that us women have in supportive partners like myself. My husband is an amazing man. If it weren't for him and his support and playing the role of nanny, chef, everything right now, I wouldn't be here right now, but I have him to take care of some of those responsibilities. But at the same time, it does take a little bit of a toll, especially on somebody like me, because I shouldn't say a young mother. I'm by no means young. I wish I was still young. The gray hairs on my head that nobody can see right now will tell you differently. But having young kids and then, entering the world of politics for the first time has been very challenging. But it also allows me to provide insight and express concerns, some of which, I got to attribute to the manifesto as well, when we all met and, collectively came up with, what it is that we're going to push for the next 4 years. And that's the things like cost of living is obviously on the top of everybody's mind. But I'm sure, Kenneth, do you know how much Pampers cost right now? I
can't remember. My two girls are 15 and 14, so I've kind of passed.
But it's things like this that I feel I have, I'm in the trenches right now, living it. So, the cost of baby formula, the cost of Pampers, and I keep going on and on about these things. But it's this, as well as the family values that I'm trying to bring back to the people of Cayman as well, are things that I can talk to with complete conviction, because I'm living it right now. In terms of the juggling act, I have an incredible support system in my mother, who my children adore her. She never thought she was going to have grandchildren, and then she got 1, 2, 3 back to back. And if it wasn't for her, I would not feel comfortable in the position that I am. But with the incredible support system that I have, by way of my mother, my father, who politely just sent his comment in with his offering his support, my husband, and the help that I have in the background from friends and family, I wouldn't be here. But again, I am very appreciative for that. And with all of these moving parts of my life right now, I am most passionate about being there for the people of Prospect, listening to their concerns, and I have all the patience in the world, because I'm raising a 1-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. So I am determined, understanding, and caring, and I'm just I can't describe how much my heart swells going through this whole process. So anyway, that is how I juggle it. Am I doing a great job in all aspects? Sometimes
You are. I saw
Sometimes you have question marks yourself, right?
Of course. But this is for them, In the long run, they'll know that this is all for them.
Now, you mentioned your dad, and he has 30-odd plus years, in the elections process. Took over from Mr. Vernon Jackson in 1983.
Yes.
And the elections then were upcoming in 1984. So while he was in the administrative part of it, he saw a lot of strategizing and everything else. Are you able, to sort of to gain some knowledge from his experience,
of course,
to lean on him for advice and everything?
Well, as you said, he entered that role 84, the year I was born. So I've told this story before. He didn't meet me until a few days after I was born, because it was literally a couple of days after the election. So, and that was a part of my life growing up. Every 4 years, or even, however often, if an emergency had to come into place, my father would disappear for months on end. But he did it for us. And when we got older, we actually got to volunteer in various positions throughout the years. My brother and I, and actually my now husband, have all volunteered for the elections office over the years in various roles. My favorite being in the command center. That was my favorite position, to just be in the depths of it, listening to all the polls come in and all of that. So when I first decided to step forward as the PPM candidate for Prospect, I did consult with my father, and I asked him, he's been through it, he's seen it, he knows what it does, he knows what it takes. And with his blessing, because I had to get that from him and my mother, that's when I decided to step forward. So he has been integral. Any question I have about billboards or canvassing or anything, I do consult with my father, because he is my main source of information. Nobody knows the elections laws more than he does. So,
Well, Osi, if I may, I want to highlight something and ask Delmira to chime in on something.
Sure.
In 2021, we had 9 female candidates. We have now since doubled that in 2025 with 18 female candidates. And I would love to say very proudly that we have the best of the candidates that are female. But Delmira, you've been a community worker, social worker in the trenches with what I call the angels of Cayman, which is a lot of our senior females. Tell us about that, because without that strong female loving, nurturing touch, our community wouldn't be what it is today. Tell us about your experience with that.
My experience with the senior citizens, first and foremost, I'm honored to have served them. As a young girl growing up in the district of East End, I always spent time with our seniors and older adults, because I was always interested in the history of my community. And with that information, it always drove me to ensure that I was something that represented who they saw as a part of our people and the way that our district and our community should be. And part of that includes not only social but political. I love politics from the day I know myself. I was introduced to politics by Owen Rankin and Georgette Rankin, which is my aunt. Georgette has always been with me from day one, and I can remember the the very challenging times of working with working with a candidate that I thought should have been elected in the district of East End, and dealing with the opposition, and it grounded me and molded me to be here today. This is not my first rodeo. I have always been involved in politics, and I have always been a person and a strong advocate for people. I hate injustices, and I believe that our people deserves to be the rightful owners of these islands. And in order for that to continue to be that, we must reflect that in policy, and the things that we drive are driving forces. And I believe that, and I'm certain that the PPM government has the right candidates. We have the plans. We know what we need to do and hit the ground running.
What would you say would be the number one thing in East End for you?
The number one thing in East End for me is infrastructure. The farmers in our community their roads have been neglected. The small farmers are being neglected. We need more resources, because we're the bread basket of the Cayman Islands. And in order for us to continue to be able to produce in large volumes, we need the proper infrastructure in place for each district to continue to do that.
Well, East End is known for farming heavily, so you're saying that you want to dive down deeper into that and make East End become like one of the farm locations of the island?
We've always been the farm location in the island. The only thing I see is development has started to come in, even with Ponciana, to take over some of the farmland. So we have to be able to preserve that and ensure that we continue farming. We see food costs around the world, and understanding why is it important for us to produce right here in these islands. So the Department of Agriculture exists as a result of that very mandate. So we have to ensure that it's sustainable and we provide the support that the farmers need in this country. Housing is very passionate to me as a person in my community. We have situations that need to be addressed and addressed urgently.
Going to go to a break.
Okay, we're going to go to a break. When we return, though, Ms. Delmira, we want you to talk some more about, as a community worker, with your feet on the ground in East End, how does that position you to, to represent the people of East End based on your personal knowledge in terms of many of them as well? And we have a question for you, Minister Bryan. I will read that when we return from the commercial break. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Step back in time and discover the rich history of the Cayman Islands at the National Museum. Located on the waterfront in Georgetown, the National Museum is proudly housed in the Old Courts Building, Cayman's oldest standing public building. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here's the best part, Saturdays are free for residents. Don't forget to visit our museum gift shop. Every purchase helps preserve our artifacts and the historic building we call home. Visit www.museum.ky for more information.
This is For the Record.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Those of you just joining us, we have candidates Ms. Delmira Bodden, Ms. Crystal Gomez-Wilson, and Mr. Kenneth Bryan in the studio representing the PPM. We're going to hear from Ms. Delmira about her experience as a community worker and how that positions her in terms of knowing and feeling the pulse of the people of East End. Meanwhile, this person has written and said, good morning, OC and PPM candidates. I'm happy to see the young women stepping forward and offering their services to leader islands. Congratulations to them. Could you please ask Mr. Bryan why he joined the PPM party after he had risen to Deputy Premier status as an independent candidate, and he was let go from the PPM party when he first entered politics? I think we're all curious to know that.
Thank you, OC, and I want to say thank you to the author of the comment, or the question rather. I appreciate that, because that's been on the lips of a lot of people wanting to know, why the return to the progressives. And it's pretty straightforward. Over the last 4 years, I've experienced a lot of ups and downs. As you heard me say on the show before, we've had 2 premiers, 4 deputy premiers, 3 speakers, and 2 administrations. And that showed you the instability that the country experienced and the anxiety the country had to go through, not only just coming out of COVID in 2021. And as I canvassed my people in the country over the last year and a half, the common thing I heard is we want stability. The anxiety is enough, too much, already dealing with all the other problems from housing, cost of living, population growth, immigration concerns, business, and all these other things. They should at the very least know that they have a stable government. So stability was one of the main catalysts for my decision. And as I recognize that, now obviously every government member or person that runs, they go, I want to be in cabinet, I want to be a leader. And this was my first term doing that. And when I got there, I said, this is not exactly how I envisioned it. We're not supposed to be all going in different directions. And I must admit today that there was at least 4 different factions in the government going in different directions. And if you think about it, for those who are listening, I want you to imagine 4 people with strings tied to their waist and all 4 of them going in different directions. Nobody's going to go very far.
Right.
And that's what I think unfortunately happened to Cayman in the last 4 years. We weren't able to get as many things done as we could have. And that's another main reason why I'm joining the Progressives, because the structure and the unity in a single approach will allow, in a different visual for those who are listening, imagine 4 people tied at the hip, all going in the same direction, and how strong you can be when other people get weak, when we're all strong together, how much further we can go. And it's going to take people with good experience, good guidance and understanding, not only to the parliamentary process, but the executive process and the civil service and political relationship, as well as the political and private sector relationships, and all 3 of them in between. And I know that the Progressives has a good balance of experience, as well as new fresh blood like Ms. Gomez, like Ms. Delmira, that will come on to help us give the different angles of what we're seeing today. So when I thought about all of these factors as to what I want to offer the people of Georgetown Central, it was an easy decision. Now, I know that myself and the Progressives have had some battle scars, as they said, over the last 8 years because of my departure back in 2015. But it wasn't politically or policy driven. It was more personal. Unfortunately, myself and Sir Alan McLaughlin had a uncle nephew kind of relationship that I was strong and stern and said I found my way. But the Lord has interesting ways of allowing things to happen. And I see it as I was thrown off on the deep end and I learned how to swim. And that gave me the experience I needed to now be sitting here before you today to be the deputy premier of the country and also the selected deputy leader of this party. So the party today is different in 2025 than it was in 2015 when I left. And I'm a different person. And I'm really honored by being chosen by the leader to come and assist with the leadership of this party moving forward. So though people are saying, well, that's the party to let you go. But say, for example, in the United States, Obama and Biden is 2 different administrations, but they just seem on the same party. So you may not have the same type of leadership. So I'm confident today, based on the experiences, the discussions with the leader and all the other members, that you will see a brand new, different approach. So not to hold on to maybe a few mistakes that were happened in the past. I mean, I'm quite sure if you ask Sir Alan McLaughlin or the Honorable D. Kirk Tibbetts today, would they have done some things different? I'm quite sure that they would, because no administration is perfect. But what we have that the others don't have is that longevity with experience and knowledge to hit the ground running on day one on May the 1st. Because as you see the global situation, what's happening in the United States, in Canada, what the potential damages could be to our economy and cost of living, you need experience at the wheel. And you don't want somebody who is going to say, God forbid it gets hard again like what happened in 2008 and 2009 recession, and say, here's the solution, let's sell Cayman Airways, let's fire 15% of the civil service, or let's sell Water Authority. Because it blows my mind when I heard the response by that member saying, oh, I only did that at that time because of the circumstances. So what you're saying to me is if those circumstances come up again, that's what you would do. He didn't deny that that wasn't the thing he was thinking. He just said, I decided to do that because things were hard. What people don't remember is that report, the EY report. I'm sorry for going off track here, but it's a part of the answer. Sure. That EY report was presented to the then Sir Alan McLaughlin as the leader of the country. So through these very hard times in a global recession, this is how you can financially handle yourself. Sell this and sell that. But nobody thinks about the fact that he at that time decided, nope, I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to sell Cayman Airways. I'm not going to sell Water Authority. I'm not going to let go a large percentage of the civil servants. And they figured a way out. That takes experience. And we do have some serious times ahead of us. And I feel comfortable being around people who have that knowledge to be able to maneuver through these difficult times ahead of us, at the same time has the experience and the knowledge to create and deliver policy through the executive and through the parliamentary arm to deal with some of the serious things like cost of living, housing for Caymanians, immigration reform, medical care and the availability of it, social development. I want to make sure that the next time I'm a part of the Executive Council for the good people of Georgetown Central and the Cayman Islands is that I'm there with people that I know. And in cabinet, sorry, I keep on calling it Executive Council. That's for my older folks who remember a part of cabinet, that the next time I'm there, when the good people of Georgetown Central put me back in, that I'm there and I know that in that 4-year period, I can come back with the results and say, look at this, we did this together. So that's the reason why I chose it. Was it different?
And then I think what you may want to also mention is the fact that you have been chosen as the deputy leader of the party as well. So,
well, thank you so much, OC, for highlighting that. I really didn't want to take up most of the time because I think these ladies deserve the exposure.
But just in retort to the person's statement that they made in relation to you giving up your being a deputy.
Correct. Yeah. So I am the deputy premier now, and when the PPM wins back the government, I will be appointed the deputy premier again then, with a full 4 years, with experience and knowledge and support of a collective group to move forward. And that's what I want. Some people go, Kenneth, why you go back there? I want you to be confident that if you trust me, as you've done for 8 years, trust me that I've analyzed the situation and I think that this is the best course of action for us. And I also will be at the helm at the decision-making table with the leader of the country as his deputy to help deliver those policies that we want to do together to fix Cayman.
So, okay, Ms. Delmira, rather than giving you 1 minute to talk before we go to the commercial break, we're going to go early to the commercial break, Ms. Susan, and when we return, we will hear from Ms. Delmira Bodden about the advantage of having boots on the ground in East End and being a community leader or a community worker in the district of East End. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and our car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
Ouch!
When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Forward, forward, forward with PPM.
Cayman, the time for proven stable leadership is now. Join me, Joey Hugh, at the PPM campaign launch, Saturday, March 8th, 7 p.m. Compass Screen. Meet the team, hear the vision, be a part of the movement. We're moving forward. See you Saturday, March 8th, Compass Screen, 7 p.m.
We're moving forward with PPM.
For the Record with Orrett Conner.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Mr. Kenneth Bryan, Deputy Premier Kenneth Bryan, because he's still Deputy Premier. Ms. Crystal Gomez-Wilson and Ms. Delmira Bodden, all PPM candidates representing Georgetown Central, Prospect, and East End. So, Ms. Delmira, known throughout the district, still live in the district as well of East End?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and people will know that it is no requirement for you to live in a district that you want to represent, but there are advantages, I would imagine, and certainly there must be advantages being, a community worker in the district of East End and knowing people on a personal basis as well. Talk about that, please.
I want to begin with saying that I was born and raised in the district of East End. That gives me an advantage of knowing just about everybody in my community, understanding their personalities and their needs, and how we can work together to strengthen the blueprint for the district of East End. Working for 21 years, I saw the need for more budgets. We had very little funding to address the needs and the concerns of the people of East End. The budget is important. When we needed funding for any of our programs to deal with education, employment, housing, I went in the trenches to the business community, to the private sector, and begged for the people of East End. And I'm a good beggar, I just don't beg for myself. So I begged for the people of East End to ensure that I could remedy as much of the problems that I could, even with the absence of a budget. So can you imagine me, when I am elected on April the 30th, what I will do for my people, being a member of the PPM party who has had a meeting with me and listened to those concerns already and agreed as a party, East End will not be left behind. Working for 21 years, I will ensure you that the needs of our senior citizens, our children in our community that we are standing for, education, East End Primary School need improvements. We need trade schools. We need to utilize the educational facilities and get budgets to address and remedy the challenges that our people is facing. The struggle is real, and when we look at cost of housing, affording a house, even passing Health City to get medical attention and dying on the way to the hospital in some instances because of policy. We are going to work on changing that policy, that East End people can access health care that is close by within minutes to get the medical care that they needed. The policy is going to be adjusted only for emergencies. How much emergencies do we have on a daily basis in East End? It's not very much. But losing a life is more. And we must be able to speak to those policies and change them quickly, and understanding the importance of doing so. I am standing for the senior citizens of East End. I'm standing for the children and families. Homes needs to be repaired. People are living in poor conditions. Mr. Kenneth Bryan, our Deputy Premier, came about and brought about a policy that nobody will be homeless in this country. Nobody should be homeless in this country. Unemployment we have to plan for, which comes with homelessness. We must be passionate in understanding cost of living. We must be passionate in understanding owning a house is very costly. Even though we provide housing, we must encompass other plans according to the individuals that are applying for the assistance of the government to help them get a home in this country. We have young Caymanians that own property, and they are waiting 2 years after approved by the bank through the National Housing Plan, and they have their own land, and they're waiting for National Housing to respond for 2 years to build a house for them. That is what I'm seeing in the district of East End. Our senior citizens should not have to fight against the rich developers to have a business to display or to sell their products. We have the record of 10 sales. That was just given away to someone else, someone from another district. All of our historical sites, we want to manage them. We want to ensure that the tourism industry, that we are affording opportunities through the government. Even under the Deputy Premier, he started to provide grants. I want those grants in the district of East End to help those small businesses. The business in East End has been closed most of the week. They open on Thursday to Sunday. We need to provide the environment and opportunities where tourism is coming east. It will do good not only for the people of East End, but for the Cayman Islands on a whole. So these are the things that I feel very passionate about. Education, housing, that's what I'm standing for. So me being on the ground for 21 years can hit the ground running because I know the issues, I know the people, and I am passionate and ready to serve, because on April the 30th, I will be returned as a member for East End.
Wow.
Okay, Miss Crystal, I don't know if you had an opportunity to read or to browse over the today's edition of the Cayman Compass, but in a headline that talks about the 5 key races that could decide the election, they identify Prospect as one of those, and it says everyone has a chance in Prospect.
Yes, I mean,
what do you bring to the table that gives you that chance and that strong prospect of representing that constituency?
Well, before I answer that question, in light of Women's Month, I do have to highlight 3 particular women in my constituency of Prospect, which includes Miss Adrienne Webb, obviously Miss Joanne Brown, who is a huge leader in the private sector in terms of business ownership, and all she brings to the table. Everybody knows Celebrations looks forward to Christmas and everything that Celebrations puts out. The what do you call it? Sorry, my brain just went blank. The
events,
the show, the Christmas show with all the decorations and all that she brings out every year. And of course, Miss Lucille Seymour, who is not only one of the most inspiring people to me, she's actually one of the reasons that I'm here as well. I ran into her, I think it was the middle of last year, and her and I had a brief conversation, but at the end of it, she was like, "Why are you not running? Why aren't you getting into politics?" And it kind of just put the wheels in motion from there. So I do have to give a special shout out to those 3 women. And of course, all the other amazing women that we have in the Prospect constituency. Now, OC, this race for me is going to be it's going to be challenging because I am, working to gain a seat from an incumbent. And of course, I'm new to the election campaign. But with that newness, I don't have any other motive than love of country. I haven't been through, the last 4 years. I don't, I try to just stay positive when it comes to everything. That's how I rule, with love and compassion. Those are my two main values. And I feel like the people of Prospect right now, they don't want a battle. They don't want arguments. They want togetherness. They want somebody to listen. They want somebody to come by and sit on their front porch with a cup of coffee and talk. They want to feel listened to. And that's what I bring. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I will fight for what I believe in. You sit here and you see that, she's such a sweet little girl. Listen to me. I have that Gomez fight in me, and I will fight for what I believe in. And all of these things, I think, make me just the perfect candidate to bring a fresh start and new energy to Prospect. All of this back and forth, the people need somebody to get it done, to listen, to be there for them, and to care. And that's what I'm here for.
Wow. I am so honored to be in this room today, because as you can see, the country is recognizing the growth and development and the fight that's coming out of the candidates. Well, see, I've been doing this now 12 years. 2 years, 2 terms elected.
And one unsuccessful.
And at first you see what's expected by the public is that that diplomacy and the presentation, and I go, you know what, just let out your heart, fight it out, because the Caymanians want real representation. Sometimes they recognize you need to get strong, sometimes you need to cry, sometimes you need to laugh, because they want real people that understand the real issues. And I'm so happy that what you're feeling today and seeing today is persons who are representing you, and you can see yourself in our candidates. And that's the balance. That's what tomorrow is about, is to meet the balance of our team across the board, from old to younger, from family to those who have kids that are young, and those ones who have grandchildren, even those who have experience in politics, those who are new, who are going to bring a wide open view that is not clouded by bureaucracy of politics, that is going to come in with that eagerness of saying we need to get it done. You heard Delmira go into the importance of housing and talking about the roads, and I really want you to speak about that, Delmira, because I think the people of East End and Northside are crying for that road to be delivered for the many hours every day. The good people of East End, that I think some of the strongest foundation people in this country that still controls our cultural norms is left in East End, and that we need to make sure that their quality of life continues to be great, but also give them the economic opportunity through the products that we have. From a tourism perspective, that's one of them. But OC, I want to do my own justice here and highlight 3 particular women that have been so amazing to me, particularly on Monday. And that is Miss Vernice Miles, Miss Alex O'Neill, and Miss Sadie Shillette. Those are the 3 strong females in my community that gave me the honor to nominate me to be the candidate in Georgetown Central moving forward. But there's so many strong women of Georgetown, and particularly Georgetown Central. I have to do this one, and I know that we all know her as Miss Tit Tit. Her proper name is Miss Wellington, but Theoline, that's right. She is a godmother in our community, and I am so happy to represent her and the many seniors in our community, Miss Lucille Seymour, Miss Lucille Bostillo. I know that most of you may remember Central Scranton and all the amazing food that comes from down the back, and all the amazing women that Georgetown should be proud of, that continues to represent and take care of our community. So I know I'm missing out loads of names, and I'm going to sing every single one of them out very shortly, but in light of the International Month for Women, we'll be highlighting more of that. But before we go to the break, I want to remind the public again our campaign launch. Come and meet the team and all the candidates tomorrow night at the Compass Green, which is the Compass building, Cayman Compass newspaper. They have a green space at the back of the building. You can see it from the road. We're going to be launching tomorrow at 7 p.m. Bring your family, bring your friends, and come and hear about the future that we plan to deliver for the good people of the Cayman Islands.
Folks, we've reached the top of the hour. Headline news. When we return, the conversation with Deputy Premier Mr. Kenneth Bryan, Ms. Crystal Gomez Wilson, and Ms. Delmira Bodden, PPM candidates in the upcoming 2025 April 30th general elections.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The Cayman National Cultural Foundation presents The Business of Culture, a two-part film series featuring in-depth conversations with local and international creative industry experts. The premiere screening is March 16th at 7 p.m. at the Camana Bay Cinema. It's part of K-Fest on Film Splice. At least 18 people, including 4 children, are wounded in an overnight Russian attack, according to Ukrainian officials. The president says Russia also targeted energy infrastructure that, quote, ensures normal life. French-built Mirage jets were used for the first time to push back the attack, according to the country's Air Force. The barrage comes after the U.S. suspended military aid to Ukraine this week, including intelligence sharing. President Volodymyr Zelensky is traveling to Saudi Arabia next week, where talks between Ukrainian and U.S. officials aimed at ending the war will take place. Meanwhile, Russia has expressed its opposition to the EU's, quote, confrontational rhetoric around Ukraine. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Conner.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Deputy Premier Mr. Bryan has stepped out for a minute, so we have in the studio with us Ms. Crystal Gomez Wilson and Ms. Delmira Bodden. Ms. Delmira Bodden, one of our listeners, has written in and said the government should farm the thatched trees in East End. We are losing that part of our culture. Right now, you have to go to Cayman Brac for thatch. I wonder if that's because some of it is being destroyed for development, or what is happening, with that. And isn't the silver thatch one of our protected species as well?
The silver thatch, as you rightfully stated, as a result of development, that means that you would have to go deeper inland to get the silver thatch. And some of our senior citizens are unable to get the silver thatch palm when it's inland
Mhm.
that is so deep in. It would require assistance from some of the men in our community, and I know that some of the men in my community do assist persons in East End to try and get the thatch that's deep inland, and they have been getting from Cayman, but it's something for us to think about.
Okay. Minister Bryan, we have a question from you as well, for you as well. I'm going to try to find it. And I think some people are inquiring as to when the phone lines may be open as well, so we can give some indication to that. I want to find this one. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yep.
Send a major congratulations to a very, very close friend of mine. I almost see him as my brother, and that's Alva Suku. He has finished his articles. He's now officially a lawyer in the Cayman Islands. So we want to say a happy congratulations
congrats,
to him.
Alva.
And for those people in Newlands who have not been able to see him a lot, he just wanted to finish his preparation to represent you, because he's one of the attorneys that are part of our team to help with our legal services and our legislation and all that. So I'm really, really proud of him, and know you will see him a lot more in the coming days.
So he has been called to the bar already, or when is this?
I'm not sure. I think it was last Friday or today. I think I saw a picture of them. I can't remember, but it was Friday that he was called and finished his articles, and that's one of the main reasons you can't be politicking while you're finishing your articles, because it's not technically fully correct, and that's what held him from being out in the community. But I know he's excited. Up to last night we were talking about it. He's like, I can't wait to get on the road. There's so many people in Newlands that want to see him, and those people that support me in Newlands, I beg you with all my heart and all my soul, if you love me and you know me, please support Alva Suku. He's a good man. I can say that with my hand on my heart. So I want you to get a big shout out to him. One more thing is Miss Morrison. You know my big sign that's there at the airport roundabout right at the end. Miss Morrison has been with me, and unfortunately,
Mr. Keith
Morrison's wife. Mr. Keith unfortunately passed away recently. God bless his soul. But that family has been so good to me, and she's been a prayer warrior for me. And I want to highlight her, because there's so many women in our community that don't get the recognition. Cayman is strong because of women.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like when the seamen went away and did all the hard work, they kept our economy and our society and our communities and our children,
our population,
and our population going. So for all the women out there, I love you so much. We're really going to be celebrating you this whole month, and the PPM family and the PPM party respects and loves you and appreciates everything that you do for us.
Okay, this person has written and said, curious to have Minister Bryan comment on the cruise pair. What is his vision for cruise shipping, for the cruise ship industry in the Cayman Islands?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. We want the people to opine on that. We think that obviously cruise pier infrastructure would be good for the industry. But I know I can confidently say this, that the leader also feels that we have to hear from the people in respect to this, right? And that's why I'm glad that they were able to support the referendum bill, and it's passed, and now we're going to hear from the people and ask them what they think. A lot of new information has come out since the last administration, when the Progressives were at the helm with Sir Alden McLaughlin as the leader. So with all of the new developments and trends of the type of ships that are getting larger, we recognize that we have had some downturn in the numbers, and it's as a result of lack of infrastructure. And the data that is out there, I think people are coming around to the concept of being willing to consider some sort of infrastructure as long as it's environmentally friendly. And that's one of the commitments that the Progressives have, is that if the people say yes, that we will offer them the most environmentally friendly and efficient and cost-effective piece of infrastructure that we can sustain the cruise tourism industry, which is very important to the many Caymanians who live and depend on that industry. So.
Okay, Miss Crystal, family members, giving you a big shout out again. Good morning. This is Crystal's mom. I just want to congratulate all of your panelists. I know Delmira's family well. All the best to you. I also know Crystal very well, and I know she has a heart for people. Best wishes to you too, and lots of love, Honorable Kenneth. I admire your resilience and strength on your life journey. Wishing you all God's blessing, wisdom, and strength as you pass through this journey, with a love emoji added to it. I am also happy to hear the focus on homelessness, much needed and long overdue.
Yes.
OC, if I can, there's one special lady that I forgot, and that's Miss Elsie Bodden. She's a generational shed and roader, if I can say that. If those who are old enough to remember Patterson Shop, her house is still there, and she sits there every day, and she have a little screen door, and she watches everybody pass by, and now and then a mom or other members would stop by and say hello. So Miss Elsie, I love you. I thank you for being a foundation mother in our community over the years. Just to clarify, I just got a message from my brother Alva, who said, yes, I have not yet been called, but the articles are finished as of Friday. So just to clarify, so hopefully he'll let me know when all the PPM family can go there to the courthouse.
Be there to support him.
To be there to support him when the judge put that fake wig on top of your head. But OC, just remind again, I got to say this as many times as possible because we want everybody coming out. If you need a ride, you can call the PPM office. We'll happily figure out some way for you to get there. And that is for our campaign launch, which is tomorrow at the Compass Green, which is where the Cayman Compass building is, right there in the corner of the four-way stop next to Jake Scott's. They have a lovely green space in the back where our meeting is going to be, and it's all about coming to meet our team. Everybody will introduce themselves, and the leader will give you a snippet of what to expect by way of policy direction that we're going, because we have a big manifesto launch that's coming in a couple of weeks, and we'll announce that date so you can see all the details of what to expect from the PPM government. So please, call your friends, call your family, come make a day of it, come make a night of it. We'll have refreshments, and that's tomorrow starting at 7 p.m. at the Compass Greens at the corner of Jake Scott's, there at the Compass location.
Speaking of, the leader of the party sharing some of the campaign manifesto at that occasion, one of our listeners has written and said, question for your panel. How is the party planning to address the cost of living and job opportunities specifically for Caymanians?
Well, that's exactly why we want the people to come out to the meeting.
Exactly.
So we can outline that specifically for you. I'm really excited because I know Delmira just recently came on and she's getting debriefed on all the things that we spoke about as a team, and we've been doing this for a couple of weeks now, and even from the experience of the more senior members who've been working on it for months. So the refining of the manifesto has to its completion now in working on it for presentation to the country, because it's the roadmap of the future, a future that I think going to need experience to deliver it. Particularly with the global situation right now. There's so much worries about what's happening globally, and particularly with the U.S. economy, that you're going to need strong leadership at the top. People who have been through that rodeo before, people who knows how to juggle through it. So if the public really examines what's happening locally, politically, internationally, they will see that the best group to lead this country for the next 4 years, which is a very pivotal time for this country and for every Caymanian, that the Progressives team is the team to go. So I'm excited about that, and I'm going to be able to, with the leader, the deputy, help to deliver the vision moving forward and explain stuff like the cost of living, like traffic, like immigration and work roles that people are concerned about, tourism, financial services. Healthcare is a big one, particularly for our seniors, and pensioners, because people are worried that, I got 5 more years to retire and I'm not sure if I have enough pension.
Yep.
So pension and healthcare is going to be a big topic for us, and showing people that you don't have to worry, that when we take power, that when you retire, you're not going to be stressed about it. You can see that throughout the last sitting at the House, particularly me as I recently took over social development, we recognize that people are not making enough to survive And if it means that we have to give people grants, those who are in positions that are not making enough, then we will do that because they have to have a decent quality of living. Because obviously it's a very complex situation to reduce cost. And there's some things that we can do, but where we can't do anything about outside influences, we will find money to support our people because they deserve it, particularly our seniors and those who are retiring after giving all their life to our country. We got to make sure they have a quality of life, and you'll see that develop within our manifesto when we launch it.
Okay, as a moderator, I feel compelled then to ask this question as a follow-up to what the writer, the listener wrote as well. One of the monikers that has been placed on the PPM has been that they are not for the people. Now, we have heard Ms. Delmira Bodden talk about her district of East End. We have heard Ms. Crystal Gomez-Wilson talk about the constituency, of Prospect. All in terms of they're not homogeneous constituencies. They have a mixture of people, in there. You have the rich, you have the middle class, you have the poor as well. How does the PPM get that moniker off their backs in terms of not being a people-oriented party, not looking after what we used to refer to as the man on the street? Now, I'm not saying that it is that, the moniker that has been placed on them, that is accurate, but it is out there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked the question. It gives me an opportunity to answer it. And the way I answer that is based on our team. You saw an example this morning with two strong, amazing Caymanian women who talked about people, average people in their communities. And a government is going to be based on who is in the room, in caucus and in cabinet to decide what kind of policies we're going to deliver and whether they're going to be on behalf of the common man. And the thing that excites me so much, I'm getting cold chills thinking about it, right, is I have a group of fighters. A group of fighters who are willing to hold our leader accountable to say this is going to be a people's government for the people and do whatever it takes. And one of those things is making sure we have a strong economy that puts Caymanians first to make the money to survive in this country. The poorer class people have been left behind so much, and focusing on those who have money. We got to make sure that trickle-down economics that they talk about actually flow down, and also ensuring from a immigration reformatory perspective, ensuring that our economy is good, but also that the economy is reflecting on the people, and the people who are making the money in the economy are the Caymanian business owners. Because let's be realistic. We don't want to just keep on giving people money. We want to make sure that they're in a position to make their own money, become business owners, and also take the senior positions and the job opportunities in the country. And that may mean a few tweaks here and there in respect to immigration approaches, but also to manage the labor market as well as the population growth. Because some of the ills that we're seeing today is the unmanaged population growth. And now you got to be as delicate as you possibly can be, because you can mess up the economy, because there needs to be enough labor. But that labor has to also be focused on Caymanians, that they're getting jobs, not only just the minimum wage jobs. By the way, we have it in our manifesto. We will be increasing the minimum wage immediately.
Okay.
But not only those jobs, to ensure that Caymanians get the jobs that they make enough money to actually survive in the economy. So those are the types of things that you'll see coming up in our manifesto, and our leader will deliver that.
Okay, we got so engaged there that I almost missed the commercial break. So, folks, we're going to take a commercial break now. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
There you go, sir.
Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
For the Record with Orrett Conner.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio at the moment is Deputy Premier Mr. Kenneth Bryan and Ms. Delmira Bodden. Ms. Crystal Gomez has stepped out for a minute, but she will rejoin us in a few seconds as well. Ms. Delmira, I think you wanted to opine on something, on a comment?
Yeah, in support of Kenneth's answer, the Deputy Premier answer on the allegation that PPM party is not taking care or not a people's government. I think that's very incorrect because the candidates that have aligned themselves with the PPM government has always been taking care of their people. We are the faces and we are reflective of that we are going to work for the people of these islands. And that is our pledge. Based on my 21 years in the District of East End and being somebody that have lived there all of my life, the people of East End know what to expect from me. They know that I'm going to fight and I am going to get the things that they need for the District of East End.
So I'm so glad that you brought that up, OC, because there's been so many allegations in respect to the People's Progressive Movement. But the most stable times that we've had is under the past PPM administrations. And I'm not here to defend the past, but to also highlight that you have an economy to run in, balancing both sides. Have we got it perfect? No, we haven't. But you definitely need experienced individuals to be able to be there to make the necessary tweaks without shaking up the economy too much to cause mass exodus in any capacity. There needs to be an attitude of protectionism for Caymanians. I agree with that, but not to a point that is considered exclusion of others and in the investment models that we've had. So I know that the attitude towards the what you call the average man in the community is one of commitment and support and assistance, particularly when it comes to cost of living, housing availability and job opportunities and business support has to be Caymanian focus, because the equilibrium of the economy doesn't seem to be balanced in that favor. And there is tweaks in many different areas of policy, whether it's financial services, tourism, labor, the immigration, all of these little finer tweaks to create an economy that is conducive for Caymanians to succeed and survive in our economy. OC, for example, some of my opponents are going around saying that, oh, how much money I spent on this park in Central Scranton. Well, I'm proud to have spent all that money in Central Scranton because Central Scranton deserves it. And the whole country is going to benefit from that park. And the good people of Central, Martin Drive and Central Scranton will will be deserving of the opportunity. But it's not only for them, it's for all the people of the Cayman Islands. And my vision there was that it would be like a central park, quite like New York, because this is our capital. And we want to invest in your capital. But I know that Crystal wanted to opine further on that question as well, so I want to give her the opportunity to do so.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, as one of the newest members of the PPM, I have to completely disagree with that, just because I am an everyday citizen. I am taking care of a million bills and sometimes not being able to cover one of them, you know. I understand the struggle. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been very blessed with my career and the opportunities given to me. But I'm going to tell you right now that the key to all of that was my education and my parents driving education into me from as long as I can remember. And that is actually one of my top priorities for Prospect and the Cayman Islands as well. And I know that people have harped on and on about education, but education and getting through those life skills, not even just book studies, life skills on how mortgages work, how insurance works, how one little decision that you make with a credit card will destroy your future. Yeah. These types of things, if we work when kids are young and teach them safe driving, how to actually maintain a life that they are not going to be set up to fail, a lot of the issues that are coming up now would be completely avoided. And that's one way that I work. That's one way I do business, is preventative measures. So I just wanted to chime in there that I have heard that before, but I also want to recognize that my fellow candidates running with me, we are every man. We come from all walks of life. So please believe me when I tell you that PPM is for the Cayman people. Charity starts at home, and I tell you right now, April 30th, 2025, you can see the changes coming.
OC, Crystal, amazing job, by the way. I think it's important that we recognize how the Cayman family has always worked. And we are a community that supports each other. So you see, as seniors retire and they're at home, then you have the children and grandchildren. They're still there at home supporting one another. And we've always been in a situation that if one or two people in the household is not working, Caymanians was making enough to be able to support one another. And what we're starting to see is the breakdown by way of Caymanians in the household not getting the work to be able to say, "My grandma, don't worry, I'll take care of that or take care of this," if there is a gap. So one of the things that we have to ensure, and I want the Caymanian people to know this, I know that you have children, I know you have grandchildren, and then you're saying to yourself, "Well, Kenneth, I lived my life already. I want to know that somebody going to protect the life for my great-grandchildren, my grandchildren, or my current children." Because we are willing to suffer ourselves. We just don't want our younger generation to do that. And I want to give the commitment to the Caymanian public today. We are going to fight to protect the opportunities for your children so they can get a piece of the Cayman pie, they can get a home, and they'll be given the job preferences in the country. Because one of the things that bothers me so much is when we've always said, Caymanians, go get studying, get your education, whether it's overseas or at our local educational facilities at UCCI or ICCI, and when you finish, there'll be an opportunity here for you in the Cayman Islands. And then we see so many of them complete their education qualifications, and then they get turned around and said, "Oh, you don't have enough experience and all that." Yeah. And these are the types of immigration reforms that we're talking about to ensure that when our Caymanians are qualified, don't use another excuse now to say, "Oh, they don't have experience." You have to start somewhere, and we have to tighten the belt on that to ensure that Caymanians are given the right opportunities. And the business owners in the community also have to buy in to say, this is a part of your commitment to the community to make sure you hire the Caymanians. We're all in this together, and we're going to create the policies that ensures that is delivered.
Miss Crystal, Prospect is listening to you. Family members as well. Hi, OC. This is Crystal's Aunt Carol from the constituency of Prospect. I'm so proud of her this morning as I hear her passion for love of family and community. She has our full support, and we wish her well in the coming weeks as she meets with her constituents, and listen to the challenges and issues relating to their lives. God bless you, Crystal, for stepping up and offering yourself to make a difference in these islands. And
Thank you, Aunt Carol.
before we go to the commercial break, I can read this one in a minute's time. This is from Miss Lucille. Dear candidates, I want to extend my support and encouragement to each of you who have chosen to step forward and run for office. Your decision is commendable, and I hope you feel reassured that you are making the right choice. I have confirmed Miss Crystal's participation, and I truly appreciate her dedication and concern for her community. I am also well acquainted with Delmira and have seen firsthand her commitment to working closely with her community, particularly in her efforts to support vulnerable individuals in East End. I am confident that she will wholeheartedly dedicate herself to promoting wellness and care for her constituents. I would also like to express my gratitude to the Honorable Deputy Premier Kenneth Bryan for establishing a park that will greatly benefit our entire community. This space will serve as an important resource for our workforce in the Cayman Islands, particularly due to its proximity to the Cricket Square and the Government Administration Building. It will provide a venue for recreation and physical wellness for our civil servants. Thank you all for your dedication and commitment to serving our community. With that, we'll go to a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. When we return, we'll have half an hour left in the show. I'm waiting for the nod from Mr. Bryan in terms of when we'll be able to open up the phone lines to give some of you an opportunity to call in as well. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Forward in PPM.
Cayman, the time for proven stable leadership is now. Join me, Joey Hugh, at the PPM campaign launch, Saturday, March 8th, 7 p.m. Compass Green. Meet the team, hear the vision, be a part of the movement. We're moving forward. See you Saturday, March 8th, Compass Green, 7 p.m.
Moving forward with PPM.
Step back in time and discover the rich history of the Cayman Islands at the National Museum. Located on the waterfront in Georgetown, the National Museum is proudly housed in the Old Courts building, Cayman's oldest standing public building. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here's the best part, Saturdays are free for residents. Don't forget to visit our museum gift shop. Every purchase helps preserve our artifacts and the historic building we call home. Visit www.museum.ky for more information.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board our uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding Pain Cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
For the Record with Orrett Conner.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Less than a half an hour to go in the show. I'm going to throw the mic over to the Deputy Premier, Mr. Kenneth Bryan, so that he can sort of give you a blueprint of what we're going to do in the remaining time that we have.
Thank you so much, OC. Just again, right before we go to the phone lines, I want to remind the public again that we are having our campaign launch where we're going to officially give you an opportunity to meet all the candidates on the PPM team for this upcoming 2025 election. We want you to come on out. The meeting starts tomorrow, the 8th of March, at the Compass Green at 7 p.m. And for those of you not sure exactly where that is, that's the old Cayman Compass building that is still there. And just at the back end of it, there's a beautiful lawn where the staging will be set up. We'll have refreshments, a lot of our memorabilia and merchandise that will be given away. The T-shirts, I know everybody talks about the campaign T-shirts. You got to come and get your shirts so you can be a part of the movement moving forward. You'll hear from the leader to give you a snippet of what the future will look like under the People's Progressive Movement. So we're excited about that. We want everybody to come out, call your family, call your friends, call your uncles, your aunties, bring the kids, bring everybody, because it's going to be an exciting time. You'll hear from every single one of our candidates and get a sneak peek into the future. So we're going to take some calls, and I just want 10 minutes before the end of the show just to wrap things up and remind people. So let's go to the phone calls.
So letting our public know that our listening and viewing audience know the phone lines are open now. Until the calls start to come in, I will read this one. This person says, Kenneth is doing a good job. They say they were writing a question and comments, but he's covering the thinking. So you hit exactly
Ahead of the
what.
game.
So the person said, must balance the budget and no borrowing. GDP growth high. So there should not be any borrowing. The reason, okay. No, that was another part there that I won't read. This person says, has written and said, my personal view, and I have heard many others convey the same sentiment, the idea and foresight of the late Mr. Bo Miller were by far some of the most persuading and ingenious of all that I have previously and currently heard by any elector, any candidate who has put themselves forward. Please ask your panel if any of them have considered some of Mr. Miller's suggestions and what, if any, they agree with and would like to see implemented. And of course, I believe what the writer's talking about, something similar to a sovereign wealth fund,
yes.
Being developed for the Cayman Islands and allowing Caymanians to be able to invest in that sovereign wealth fund.
Well, the question is specific to members, so I don't want to take their position. Collectively, I think that the progressives would entertain those models because it's a way for locals to invest. For example, one of the things that I was saying, and this is not speaking for the leader at this point, but for example, if the country was to decide they wanted to do a cruise berthing infrastructure. The model that is in Bahamas is one where 51% of that investment was created through a national fund where persons can buy into it and use it as a long-term shares and so forth. Mm-hmm. So those types of financing models are things that we think we should be using. That's what CUC used to be like before. It used to be owned by the people. And these are things that Those who are in a financial position to invest locally can be a part of it. Not everybody has, okay, I got $10 million to put in, but maybe I've made enough and I may say I want to take $100,000 out of it and put that in, and I can leave those shares that when it grow over time that my great-grandchildren can return that for $1 million 20 years from now. So it definitely is something we'd be open to. Crystal?
No, I was just going to comment that there was a very interesting article around that actually in the Compass it must have been a couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And basically showing how successful a lot of these programs were in Singapore.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting read. I would encourage everybody that wants to learn more about that to go to the Compass website and check that article out.
So the answer to the question is yes, we would definitely entertain it. So thank you so much to the author of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any callers? Not yet.
Miss Susan, there's a call coming through on WhatsApp. Yeah, we do have a caller coming through on the WhatsApp number. WhatsApp caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to Mr. Bryan and your other two guests there. I was just wondering if within the PPM, the new outlook of the PPM, new candidates, if anyone has sat down and considered how they're going to address the problem that the Cayman Islands and especially the Caymanians are facing with the financial institutions in terms of the unfairness that the Caymanians are treated with. It seems to me, based on everything I hear, that they can't even go to monetary authority anymore to report the bad behaviors because the powers have been taken from them. I haven't heard anyone address this yet. I keep waiting to hear it. And this is something that certainly needs to be addressed. Caymanians are losing their homes. Caymanians are losing their jobs within these institutions. They have a new racket now that, they're going to downsize. So they start making people redundant. And the only people that are made redundant are generational Caymanians. All of the work permit holders, their jobs are secured. And even if they have to touch them, then the company is out fishing around trying to find jobs for them to stay on island. This is hurting the Caymanians more than anyone can imagine. I think pretty much every family has been touched by it. So I'm just wondering where you're at with this. Mr. Bryan, I know that you're very much aware of the foreclosures that took place some years ago. You campaigned on it, but then everybody went completely mute afterwards. So I'm just wondering what your position would be on this.
Thank you very much, Colin.
Thank you. I don't want to say my position. It would be a team's approach. In respect to the financial institutions, I think you were highlighting about some of the difficulties the Caymanian people are facing. Obviously, some of those are interest rates and borrowing abilities, where Caymanians can have an opportunity to own their own home or buy their own property. And the balance of the regulation and legislation needs to be examined to strengthen it to protect Caymanians in these situations, particularly when the global circumstances are the interest rates can go through the roof. And that's one of the big problems that we've seen, where the income is an increase, but the interest rates increase so much that put so many Caymanians in a difficult position. So those are definitely things we'll be looking at. In respect to redundancies, we obviously want to look at the whole immigration system to see where the reforms are necessary, because it is connected to our labor. And we have to ensure that companies are not malicious in making Caymanians redundant and focus on foreign labor. So that's definitely something that is a part of our agenda, and you'll see more when we release our manifesto. As for foreclosures, yes, we can strengthen the legislation to protect the homeowners, but also give protection to the banks and their opportunities as well, because those loans are given based on savings from other Caymanians. But we have to make sure that it fits the balance to make sure that Caymanians can stay in their homes. I don't think the balance is accurate right now. and it's room for re-examination to make sure that both sides, those Caymanians who've put long-term savings in, can get back their return, but also we're not kicking Caymanians out in the street, because we've heard time and time again where foreclosures are done and for the benefit of foreign or non-Caymanians to come scoop up the house at a cheap price. And that's something that we definitely want to keep a close eye on, to have the relevant enforcements to make sure that Caymanians are not being taken advantage of, and those behind the scenes deals that we know sometimes happens. So I don't want to speak too much more to that. I think if you want to hear our policies on that, come and be at the manifesto launch. We're working so hard on the finer details of what to expect in respect to topics like this.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. Any other callers? Miss Susan? No other callers? Okay. We're going to take the commercial break, and then when we return, we're closing the phone lines off, unfortunately, because you want to cover what's taking place on the weekend, specifically tomorrow on the green Compass Greens as well. Folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Step back in time and discover the rich history of the Cayman Islands at the National Museum. Located on the waterfront in Georgetown, the National Museum is proudly housed in the Old Courts building, Cayman's oldest standing public building. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here's the best part, Saturdays are free for residents. Don't forget to visit our museum gift shop. Every purchase helps preserve our artifacts and the historic building we call home. Visit www.museum.ky for more information.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the Record with Orrett Conner.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show, and one caller was coming in at the same time that I was saying that we were closing off the phone line, so we want to accommodate that caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Well, good morning, everyone. I feel very special today. I've been calling for a while, but I'm going to make it very brief. To Deputy Premier and the leader of the PPM, Deputy Leader of the PPM, I just want to say that you have done an amazing job this morning. You know who this is. Very special supporter and always there with you. This is his auntie.
Yes.
Okay.
And Dorothy.
Yes,
Good morning.
Dorothy Davis. I think I've known to At least Delmira, I'm not sure, but I know Crystal from time she was a little girl, so she might not know who I am. But I just want to tell you how proud I am of you, and you have done an amazing job representing Georgetown Central, and our prayers are with that you will continue to represent Georgetown Central. And I just want to share this. I met with as one of our seniors actually, because my job in the community is supporting our seniors and some of the most vulnerable, some of them. And they asked me, they were talking about politics, politics, and they said, who are you supporting this election? And I said, why? She said, well, you know what? Tell me who died during COVID when the PPM was in power. And I was trying to think. I said, I'm not sure. She said, no one that we're aware of. It kept. So I said, oh my gosh, I didn't think of that. I didn't remember, because COVID is like you put it behind you.
Yeah.
And I started to recall. I remember Sir Alden saying that during his watch that he would prefer to lose business rather than one life. I think might not be verbatim, but I remember that.
Yep. I recall it too.
I just wanted to say that, and also to the ladies there. They did such an amazing job with their speech was so emotional. I listened. It was very emotional, because you all come in from a place where I am very near and dear to my heart. You all spoke about things that I am passionate about, is the health care, our seniors, and all of those things. So, you all continue to make us proud, continue to do a wonderful job. And I can't vote for you all, but I support you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you all have a wonderful day, and thanks again for stepping in there to work with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aunt Dorothy. She's one of my anchors, man. I'm so happy to be from a strong family of women. I love you, Aunt Dorothy. I'm going to stop there because I'm going to start crying. But in the interest of time, I want to make sure that my two colleagues get some more opportunity to speak about the three key things today, Women's International Month and our party launch tomorrow. Crystal?
Yeah, I'm going to be very brief so that I share the spotlight here. Again, I am absolutely honored to be in the position that I'm in right now. I hope that years from now, when my daughter is grown, she can look at all the things that her mother has achieved or tried to achieve and be very proud. I also want to send a very special shout out to a Miss Jewel Bodden, who isn't actually in my constituency, but I see her.
Drive.
Yes. I love her so much.
Ash Wednesday, I saw her.
Yes.
I was by her house.
She's my fellow Scorpio and a very, very, very encouraging supporter for me personally, and I really just want to say good morning to her and thank you for encouraging me as always. I do also want to encourage everybody to come out tomorrow night. Even if you aren't usually involved in politics, I don't think you want to miss this. There is so much to learn, so much to understand, and so much to decide come April 30th. These are going to be some crucial times. You need to come prepared. You need to understand that the PPM is here for the people. You need to come out when we launch the manifesto and understand what we stand for. This is it, Cayman. If you have decided that you're not going to vote, I want you to know that not voting is going to make a huge difference as well. You may think that you're standing there and or sitting there and not doing anything by not voting. You are going to affect the future of this island by not voting. So please come out tomorrow night. Myself, Delmira, Miss Donna, Perlina, Miss Juliana, we are all part of an incredible team that we make up. A lot of us, as females, make up, and we're very excited to see each and every one of you out there tomorrow night. Wear red. If you need any help in getting transport from where you are, please reach out to your PPM representative so they can try and help you arrange transport. Again, it's going to be an incredible evening. If it's anything like the conference that I attended last Saturday, I am so excited to feel the emotions and the Cayman pride out there tomorrow. So I will hand it over to the lovely Miss Delmira to close things out.
First and foremost, I want to say to the women of East End and the Cayman Islands, happy International Women's Day on Saturday. And I ask you to stand with us along with the 358 women who walked for us to run and vote in this country. Stand for them on election day and vote. We want you to vote for the PPM party, who is proven stable leadership, who has proven stable leadership, who represents the people of these islands. It's a people's government. And I want to emphasize that 4 years representing the people of your district requires you to have a community plan, a business plan for that community, and to hit the ground running. And I am that person. So happy International Women's Day, and we invite everybody to come out. Wear red if you need transportation. From the District of East End, call me 922-0669. To the people of East End that I love, true representation, real representation, you have with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Delmira, and thank you so much, Osi, for the listening audience. Crystal, get the telephone number for the PPM office for those, so I can have it before we close off. Osi, as you heard here today, you got an opportunity to meet for the first time our newest candidate, a strong female, Miss Delmira Bodden from East End, and also no stranger to the radio, being in marketing and media for so long, Ms. Crystal Gomez Wilson, and a strong, committed foundation member of the Progressives. And these are two examples of the 5 strong women that we have a part of the People Progressive Movement Party. I'm so excited because this month is all about celebrating women, and this year we have 18 women running the election, and I think we have the 5 strongest out of the 18. But it shows that, in particularly in our representation in our democracy, that our community is taking the women's position, rightfully so, in the governance model. And I'm certain that we will have a strong showing in respect to the end results. I want to say that one thing that also came up, and my aunt just reminded me of it, that's something that the People's Progressive Movement Party will be focusing on, and that's the seniors' care home facilities. Our population is growing so fast, and the pressure on family unit is so heavy that we're not the village that used to be where 2 or 3 people can stay at home. Everybody's working now to be able to survive, and unfortunately the high cost of living. And so what we're finding is a lot of seniors, unfortunately, are stuck at home, or even if they retire and they're by themselves, they don't have facilities where they can be around a community. And I'm not talking about a retirement home to lock you up in some room. I'm talking about an up-to-date modern facility where you can hang with people your age bracket at a reduced cost, so you can still enjoy the quality of your life. And you know what? So you don't have to have the burdens and the worries. And when you get up, you can have coffee and tea or breakfast with some of your old friends, and you constantly talk about things that you've done in the past and where you came from. And you can do bingo, dominoes, all of those things. And we recognize there's not enough facilities in the country for that, rather than having our seniors just sit at home and don't have any time together. So
if I could interrupt you
Yes.
there, just it's a paid discussion that we're having here. So I want to bring some positives, as many positives as possible.
Yes.
So when we look at Ms. Delmira and being a community worker, while some may argue and say, well, if she's elected to represent the District of East End, even though we have had first-time elected candidates serve in ministerial positions, but would you say that she would be well-positioned to be a junior minister, parliamentary secretary in a ministry that deals
social
with
welfare.
social issues?
Most definitely. And that's exactly the diversity that we have within the party, is persons from so many different backgrounds to help us with our policy development. And a matter of fact, that's exactly why she was targeted in respect to that, because we do have a senior and retired issue where there's so many Caymanians, and I'm not talking about your early retirement, 65, because usually you're quite doing good, and even up to 80. But when you get past that 80 and you're going into your 90s and you're sitting at home, you're still functioning, you still can talk, you can still move around, but you can't go all over the place. But you want to socialize, and we got to create these facilities where people can still enjoy their golden years as much as they want for as long as they want. So that's one of the focuses we're going to do. I want to say also to Radio Cayman followers and listeners, we have plenty of other media houses, and I got a lot of them, like my mom would say, they're TikToking and they're WhatsApping and they're Instagramming. Right? But Radio Cayman has a special group of listeners, what we call our generational down-to-earth Caymanians. And I beg of you today, the reason why we came on this show is because we know the foundation of our Caymanian community listens to Radio Cayman, right, as opposed to some of the other platforms. So I ask you, call your friends, call your family members, call your children and your grandchildren and say, we're going to go out and see what the future is going to be about, that you can feel comfortable about the future. I know so many people who are anxious. I want to take away that anxiety from you, to sell you a vision and tell you that the better is going to come with proven, stable leadership. In closing, I want to one more time take advantage of this female situation today with Female Month, honoring women. And I can't help but to do this because I know I am elected today for 8 years because of the strong women in my community. Miss Vernice Miles, I love you. Miss Faith Turner, I love you. Miss Alex O'Neill, Miss Queenie, I love you so much. Miss Sadie Salette, thank you so much for everything you do. I love you. Miss Elsie Bodden, Miss Rose Miles, Miss Garriott, Miss Mavis Morris, Miss Ora Markfield, Miss Mary Miles, Miss Zita Ramon, Miss Emily Ramon, Miss Jean Ramon, Miss Gwyneth Forbes, Miss Pearl Bodden, Miss Lucille Seymour, Miss Christine Burke,
Miss Elrita.
Miss Elrita. All of these amazing, and I know I've forgotten some super awesome ones, and I'm sorry. I'll hug you up and kiss you up the next time I see you if I forgot you. But I'm thankful.
And there'll be more opportunities.
And there will be more opportunities to highlight them. But I thank them, and I honor you this month as the Progressives honors every woman all the women in our community for all the things they've done for our community. So come out, join us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at the Compass Greens, right at the four-way stop next to Jake Scott's. The nice green out there. We're going to have our campaign launch. Come meet our family. Come meet our team. All of those who are delivering the policies for you for a better Cayman. 7 p.m. tomorrow night, Saturday, the 8th of March. Thank you so much for having us on the show, OC.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
I want to thank all of our listeners, all of those persons who posed questions and comments as well. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Go right ahead.
The telephone number for those who may want a ride to the meeting tomorrow, 945-1776. 945-1776, or you can go to the PPM office. We'll organize a ride for you if you want to come to the meeting tomorrow night.
Sure. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join me at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury.
And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient.
Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And the Cayman Islands National Museum. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Cover me.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman